Welcome to the Spanish Fork Complex once again for championship flight softball here on Friday. These are the teams with the undefeateds going on right now in both 2A and 3A for the day. This game will be Grantsville versus Carbon, and it'll be, again, championship flight. Both of these teams undefeated thus far, and a chance to go into the semifinal championship game, really. And a lot on the line right here. The other 3A game going on will be North Sanpete and Canyon View. And then in the 2A ranks, we have Enterprise versus Parowan and San Juan versus Duchesne. And interestingly enough, in both 2A and 3A, we have the 1 versus 4 and the 2 versus 3. I guess that's what the seeding is supposed to indicate happens when you're playing in the championship flight. Doesn't always, but today it certainly has. We'd like to invite you to check out teamhive.live and all the things that they provide, powered by Centricom. It really is a great resource to Central Utah, and it's expanding throughout the state now in what they can provide. And it's not just athletics. They provide all sorts of streaming opportunities for schools and organizations all over the state. So check out teamhive.live, powered by Centricom. They are providing this today, and they're also in partnership with KSL Sports. Some of the sponsors include Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, Utah Community Credit Union, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, Sanpete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Barney Trucking, Honey's Marketplace in Kanab, and Jones and DeMille Engineering. We appreciate them and their support throughout the year and also here today. This game, as we mentioned, will be between the Grantsville Cowboys, Lady Cowboys, and the Carbon Lady Dinos. Grantsville will take the field first defensively for Grantsville. Chloe, by the way, is the pitcher. Addison Butler catching. Zoe Cloward at first base. Briley Castaño at second. Madison Bolander at third. Mackenzie Allen short. Sophia Crosby left. Ellie Thomas center. And Avery Lee in right. First to bat for Carbon. First pitch is a ball, and we are underway. Batting for Carbon, Michaela Scoville, the second baseman for them. Number 8, batting leadoff for them as we get this game going. Ball 1. Bats from the left side. You always have to look for the slap with the left-handers. It's that it can come back against the screen. Strike 1, ball 1 for them. And we'll get to the defensive alignment for Carbon in their half of the inning. Again, Grantsville comes in as the number 1 seed here, and Carbon is the number 4, both winning their games yesterday handily. By the way, sets and delivers. It's going to be outside and very low. Ball 2, 2-1. We appreciate also the Spanish Fork Public Recs Department, I guess we would call it, for their preparations of the fields and care of the fields. It is a great, great resource for high school athletics and softball. 2A and 3A have been here for years, and they do a wonderful job. Pitch on the way, again low and outside, so it's ball 3, 3-1 the count now to Scoville, the leadoff batter for Carbon. On deck is Jenna Richards with Gabrielle Vasquez in the hole to start off here for the Carbon Dinos. Scoville comes in with a strike foul. That'll make the count full. Scoville comes in with a batting average .494 on the year. She has 6 doubles and 3 triples and 4 home runs from a leadoff position. That's awfully good. 40 hits on the year out of 85 at-bats. So she's in a full count here with, by the way, the pitcher. Brings it. Ball is popped up. It's going to come back over the screen. Look out, folks. And drops. And she will come back for another attempt. A good at-bat here. Continues to battle. Leadoff batters, generally speaking, are whatever you can do to get on and get things going. And a runner on base oftentimes will make a difference in alignments and pitching. So you got to get somebody on to make something happen. By the way, comes again to the plate. This will be popped up. This one may be playable. The catcher under it and makes the play. So after a good at-bat, Addison Butler makes the play. behind the plate, so it's a fly out to the catcher for the first out. This will bring Jenna Richards to the plate now. Jenna Richards batting right-handed, wearing number 5, playing left field for Carbon. Jenna Richards.
Now batting number 5, Jenna Richards.
Jenna Richards comes in with a .368 batting average and has 2 home runs on the year, though, so some pop in the bat. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by the way, for Grantsville, as Richards swings right through that one, so it'll be strike 1 on Richards. By the way, very takes her time in the circle to get the call and make the pitch. Another one on the outside corner, nicely done. And it'll be strike 2 against Richards. By the way, the word I was looking for was deliberate in the circle. Pitching and catching, very deliberate, taking the sign and prepping for the pitch each time. Some like to work fast. She is deliberate and takes her time and gets set and ready to go. Right down the middle, fouled, a little bit up in the zone, fouled back against the screen. It'll remain 0-2 the count here to Jenna Richards. On deck, Gabrielle Vasquez, as we mentioned, and then the pitcher, Haven Byerly, will be in the cleanup position in the hole right now. So once again, set and ready to go. On the outside edge, no, called a ball, so that will be 1-2 the count now, 1-2 to Jenna Richards. Once again, the prep and the delivery. A little bit low in the dirt, gets away, but no harm done. Nobody on base. 2-2 the count now as Richards tries to work back into a favorable count here. She still is behind at a 2-2 count. This is where the batter has to cover up, make sure anything close, make some contact, fight it off until you get something you can drive. Swing and a miss right there. Strike 3 on that one. Got the pitch up and inside on the eye. And is able to get the ball past Richards. First strikeout of the game for, by the way, second out of the inning. Brings up Gabrielle Vasquez here in the. She is the catcher, wearing number 12 for Carbon, and batting in the number 3 spot with Byerly, the pitcher, on deck in the number 4 spot. So the heart of the order here now. Foul ball on the first pitch, back against the screen. And by the way, seems to be trying to keep the ball up in the zone a little bit, up around the eyes, and then challenge him to hit it. And they're just getting just underneath just about everything as she keeps the ball floating it up against him. Good control, very good control by the way. That one changes position there, goes down and inside, again fouled off by Vasquez, but a change of venue for that one as she goes a little bit inside and a little bit down, and in on the hands just a little bit with that pitch. Again, Grantsville set in the outfield and in the infield, ready to go. They shade her to the left side. That one drops that one down. She's had trouble with that one in the low zone. She's put that one in the dirt generally when she's thrown that. She'll get that squared away. Good pitchers usually do. 1-2 the count for, by the way, against Vasquez. Byerly, the pitcher for Carbon, on deck. Outside corner, challenges her out there and high, and she takes the bait, swings through it. So Vasquez goes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning, go down 1-2-3. So that'll be the end of the top half of the first. And we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the bottom half.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
Welcome back here to the Spanish Fork Complex. It completed the top half of the first inning. Carbon goes down 1-2-3 in their half, and Grantsville will hit their first at bat. Defensively for Carbon, we start with Haven Byerly at the pitching, and Gabriel Vasquez behind the plate. Reese Ardohain at first, Michaela Scoville second, Kylan Sorensen at third, Brielle Sandoval at shortstop. In the outfield, Jenna Richards in left, Adri Abeta in center, and Taylor Secor in right. That is the defensive alignment for the Carbon Dinos here today. And batting for Grantsville, they'll come up to start with the shortstop, Mackenzie Allen, wearing number 3, will come to the lead off. Should be followed by Sophia Crosby, their left fielder, wearing number 22. And in the hole is Madison Bolender, wearing number 1, playing third base. So again, Allen, Crosby, Bolender to start this bottom half of the first as we get ready to go here. Haven Byerly yesterday had an excellent game in the circle as she helped her team win and move to this position. And it really is, if you can get in that winning side, you play one game yesterday and you could possibly play 1 or 2 today and then 1 or 2 the final day. So that's the way to go. And you get in the losing side, you play an awful lot of softball to get here. First pitch is high. It's ball 1 to the batter, Allen. And Byerly will set and bring it again. Right down the middle. And it's called strike 1-1 the count now to Allen. So again, Crosby on deck. Some motion there on cutting to the inside, but it was a little bit high, so ball 2. It's interesting to watch. I mean, it used to be pitcher-catcher. Catcher gave the sign to the pitcher, and oftentimes as a coach you could sit down there and kind of start stealing the signs and figuring things out and giving your batters a little bit of help. Now it's all on the wristband. Ball is low, called strike, 2-2 the count. But it's on the wristband, so they'll look in the dugout. The coach will give some kind of an indication. They go to the wristband to figure out whatever combination that they have, whatever, and then they make the pitch and everybody knows what it is without the signs from the catcher. Pitch is low. It's a called strike. The batter was unsure of that, thought it was a little low, but Mackenzie Allen will go down to a strikeout, and that'll be the first out here for Grantsville, and it'll bring up Sophia Crosby, the left fielder. Just looking back at the scorebook from yesterday's game, and Byerly had 7 strikeouts in the game just yesterday as they won that ball game over Manti. Swing and a miss, strike 2 here, so already 1 strikeout and up 0-2 on the batter, Sophia Crosby. On deck again, Madison Bolender in the number 3 spot, followed by Addison Butler if we should get one on base. Ooh, low and on the corner. Carbon certainly thought they had that one, but not to be. And Crosby will step back in for another pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 2 big Ks already for Byerly. Now we go to Bolender, who will step in. Madison Bolender wearing number 1. She has a .519 batting average with 12 doubles and 2 home runs on the year at that number 3 spot. And you would expect that in that position to show some power with the bat. But not only power, but she's got a great batting average at .519. So she steps in. First pitch, and there's putting some tremendous cuts. She's given actually kind of, we used to call it a screwball, so it cuts back. It's a right-handed pitcher, but it cuts back in to a right-handed batter, and she's bringing that on the outside corner, and it's cutting back in over the plate, and it's kind of fooling the batters here at this point so far for Grantsville. Second pitch is over the top and a ball. It'll be a 1-1 count now. Nice action there. Strike 2 against Bolander. 1-2 the count. Looking to strike out the side here. These two teams have played at least once as I look back on the schedule. That one hits the ground and rolls, so it'll be a 2-2 count now. But earlier in March, these two teams played, and Grantsville was victorious 10-0 over Carbon. Another swing and a miss, so strike 3 as Byerly strikes out the side to finish the first inning. 1, 2, 3, all strikeouts. So a great beginning for Carbon and Byerly as we finish the first inning and prepare for the second. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
So here we are for the start of the second inning. We go to the top of the second, and coming to bat will be the Carbon Lady Dinos here. And both teams, as I guess you would expect in championship classification, 3 up, 3 down to start the game. Now, here we'll go to the second inning. We'll start with the number 4 hitter wearing number 20, and it's the pitcher, Haven Byerly. And tremendous at bat here by Byerly. As we look at her statistics, she has a .321 batting average, 6 doubles and home run and a triple here for Byerly. She have to check back, but I believe had a home run the other day. So a pitch by the way, cuts to the outside, and it'll be called a ball outside, ball 1. And her pitch is cutting back away where Byerly seemed to cut in. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'm sure they have various pitches that they can throw. So by the way, sets and brings it. And again, just off, and she tries to cut it back in, but that one just off the plate, ball 2. So a 2-0 count here in favor of Byerly, and by the way, on the mound. Again, Addison Butler, a great catcher there for Grantsville, directing the action. Swing and a miss, foul tip there by Byerly. It'll be a 1-2 count now, 2-1 count, 2-1 count from pitcher to pitcher. Very deliberate on the mound. Batter's waiting and wanting to go. Pitch is going to be up and outside there. She's struggling here with Byerly, the number 4 hitter. And by the way, now in a hole 3-1 to Byerly. And considered a hitter's pitch right here. Ooh, brings it up around the chin. Byerly takes a swing at it, a mighty swing. Misses. It's a full count now. As, by the way, tries to dig out of the hole. and get on top of Byerly here to get the out. Inside, on the edge, she watches it go by, tried to influence the umpire by running to first, but he was having none of it right on that inside edge, so there's another strikeout. So 6 strikeouts so far between these two teams out of 7 outs. The only one to make contact into it was Michaela Scoville as she popped up to the catcher. Everything else has been a strikeout on both sides, so 3 strikeouts now for By the Way, and 3 already for Byerly. And now these are good hitters. I'm assuming that they'll get this figured out and put some balls in play here pretty quick. Number 5 hitter now, Brielle Sandoval, the shortstop for Carbon, is up to bat. She takes the first pitch, a called ball. And she'll step back in now. A very open stance as she approaches the hitting. Steps into it. Gets it inside on the hands, does By the Way, and it's really hard. She fights it off. Does Sandoval, but it's a foul tip. Her right foot is right on the plate. Her left foot is clear back on the back line of the box, but then she steps into it. So it's an open stance to see and then a cocking mechanism to get back inside. Foul that one away back against the screen once again. It'll be 1-2 now, the count. And once again, Sandoval steps in, By the Way, taking the count. So far, the fielders haven't had a lot to do out there. No balls have been hit into fair territory. Up and tight, ball 2. Ball 2. It's 2-2 the count. As I said, no balls have been hit in fair territory thus. The only out that wasn't a strikeout was a pop-up in foul territory to the catcher. And this time, the batters for Carbon are in there ready to go, and the deliberate nature of By the Way's approach. This time, Sandoval steps out. Whoa. Grantsville wanted that one. Did not get it, so we go full again. And if nothing else, Carbon is making this By the Way pitch going to full counts quite often and making her throw a lot of extra pitches. Good batters, not swinging at anything that's not really a strike, or at least close. 3-2. Fouls that one back over the screen. That'll be in foul ball of no consequence. And we'll go back at it at a full count. On deck is Reese Ardoin, the first baseman, and in the hole is Kylan Sorensen if we get that far. Pitchers are doing a good job out here today. That one fouled back against the screen once again. Enough speed that it's just not able to get around on it and hit anything. Even the foul balls are going to the right side off these right-handed batters. Good speed by the Way. A very effective changeup could really set them off here. Inside and at the knees, so we have our first base runner as Sandoval works the walk here to get the first base runner of the ball game. And she battled hard and got the walk out of that. As By the Way tried to come inside and at the knees, but a little bit too inside and a little bit too low. So here we go with a base runner now, and Reese Ardoin, the first baseman wearing number 9 for Carbon, comes to bat. And we'll see what happens here. Again, a runner on base changes the complexity of things and the thought pattern. She turns to bunt. It goes directly to the pitcher. The batter got a good step. The runner got a good step. So the sacrifice is successful here for Ardoin. She does get thrown out 1-3 for the second out, but she does advance Sandoval to second base on the sacrifice. So we do have a runner in scoring position now, and Kylan Sorensen, the third baseman, is up to bat wearing number 1. Sorensen up first time. And see if she can try and move something in here. Pitch is inside and low, ball 1. And Sandoval getting a huge lead at second base. And so if there's a base hit, I'm pretty sure she'll be having an opportunity to score. from second base, unless, of course, it's an infield hit. Pitch is going to be up, just a little up. 2 balls on the batter. Again, this is Sorensen at the bat, Kylan Sorensen. Adria Beta is on deck. Going to be inside. Oh, there's the call. It's strike on the inside corner, so 2-1. And she's been trying to grease those corners, both inside and outside, working it in and out. And successful there. She got the corner call. Been a little disappointed a couple of times on the call that they thought was a strike and just off. This is going to be a pop-up on the infield. It's going to come down on her knees. The first baseman makes the play. Zoe Cloward goes to her knees and basket catches the ball to end the inning. So a nice job by Cloward to end that inning on a pop-up by Sorensen. So that's a fly out to 3 for the third out. And that'll end the threat in the second inning, the top half. We'll be back with the bottom half in just a second.
Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Welcome back here for the bottom half of the second inning now as Grantsville comes to bat. In the first inning, they had three up, 3 down, all by strikeouts from the pitcher, Haven Byerly, in good command of all that she was doing there with 3 big strikeouts. But now we come to the number 4 hitter, Addison Butler, will come to the plate. And Addison Butler with a .500 batting average, 6 home runs and 13 doubles. And it's interesting, the umpires calling this now. Watching this girl, that is the way she pitched yesterday. I had a concern about it, or at least a question about it, but mine is not to wonder why. But right now she does. When she delivers, she starts on the inside half of the outside half of the plate, and when she steps forward, she's actually stepping. They have to stay within a plane that is equal to. So she draws a line for the umpire, and he redraws a step, which is far inside from where she's been pitching. So I assume the first pitch was a ball, and now we have a bit of a controversy. This is the way the young lady has thrown in the 2 games that I've watched. That's her delivery, and she's not been questioned on it since in the time that she's pitched. And like I say, she drew her line, he scrubbed it out and gave her his line, and it'll be tough for her to stay within that line because that's her natural step. She stands far off to the one side of the rubber to start, and then when she steps, she is outside that plane. Ball high, and was there again. That's just her natural delivery, and no question was asked. So I think it's ball 2, the first being an illegal pitch, that being a ball high, and those kinds of things can really mess with the pitcher's head now. She was in a groove. Now she's 2-0 here to this first batter here in the second inning. In fact, she steps so far, she's almost out the front edge of the circle, but that's 3-0 now as she is struggling mightily now with Addison Butler at the plate. And on 4 straight pitches, and she's visibly disturbed out there in the circle, is Byerly. So ball, and first base runner now for Grantsville, puts Butler on first.
Number 5, Avery Lee.
And next up will be Avery Lee, and on deck after her is Ellie Thomas. Players, catcher included, out there for Carbon. Gabrielle Vasquez trying to talk to the pitcher, settle her down. Again, she was visibly upset after that call and that ruling. And it's interesting. I don't see any change in her delivery, but she is not as zoned in as she was. There's the butt. It's up in the air. Oh, unable to get turned on a Gabriela Vasquez. It went right behind her, but she could not find that ball until right at the end and dove, but could not come up with it. Strike one on the batter. So 0-1 the count to the batter, and that is Avery Lee, the right fielder, wearing number 5 and batting in the 5th position. Avery Lee with a .344 batting average on the year at the number 5 spot here. Rips one into left field. That's not going to be deep enough to get out, but caught nicely out there by Jenna Richards for the first out. A fly out to 7, and the runner is not able to advance. So a fly for the first out. It leaves Addison Butler standing at first base. Now we'll bring up Ellie Thomas, the number 6 batter, wearing number 2 and playing center field. She turns to bunt. Misses the bunt. The runner goes ahead. The throw is delayed. And Butler is able to steal second. And the action by the batter really set Gabriela Vasquez off a little bit. She was unable to make a quick throw there. It is a strike on the batter and a stolen base by Butler. So Thomas still at the plate. Pitch is a little bit low, ball. And just like Carbon, now Grantsville here in this inning has a runner in scoring position. However, for Carbon, it was with 2 outs. Here it's with 1 out. A ball inside, a late call strike. 1-2 the count now. 1-2, a late strike call there to Thomas. And Zoe Cloward on deck.
Did you tell her not to do it?
So here comes Byerly. Oh, it's going to get up and get away from the catcher, Sandoval. That was way up there. She got it off the top of her glove, unable to bring it in. And that allows Addison Butler on the passed ball to get to third base. So now in great scoring position here. Any kind of activity putting the ball in play could score Butler from third now. Addison Butler, who walked. So here we go. Thomas, a swing and a miss. And Butler stays at third. Now there's a conversation with the third base umpire. We're never quite sure what those are about. Ooh. Umpire's going to sweep the plate off. Find out there's corners to it. Umpires have done a nice job here in this tournament. Putting in a lot of hours, doing a lot of ball games. It's full count now to Ellie Thomas. Important pitch here, trying to get it to 2 outs. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So there's the 4th strikeout for Byerly. And a big one that is, because it keeps the runner at third, gets to 2 outs, and makes things a little bit simpler strategically and defensively for Carbon. Stepping in is Zoe Cloward, the first baseman, with that great catch at the end of the bottom half, top half of the second. Pitch is outside. Nice catch there by Vasquez. It's a ball call. Zoe Cloward with a .442 batting average here out of the number 7 hole. Oh, she floats one, but it goes high and is a called ball once again. 2-0 the count here. Cloward bats left. Throws right, I believe, but bats left. Comes in with a closed stance, does Cloward. Up above, ball gets away, runner coming to home, and unable to get the ball. Vasquez unable to get it, so Grantsville will draw first blood, as it were, as they will get. Madison Butler comes home on another passed ball. So again, the walk changes things. The walk, the stolen base, and 2 passed balls, and we have a score now 1-0 in favor of Grantsville. And Cloward still at the plate. Now the coach is going to go out, and there's been a demonstrative difference in the attitude and appearance in the circle by Byerly after the illegal pitch call was made in the second inning on the first batter, first pitch. And the coach has got to get into her head and get her back in the game. She's such a good pitcher. She can't allow those things to get in her mind. He's talking directly to her about those things, it looks like. So again, 1-0 in favor of Grantsville. And Grantsville will send to still has Zoe Cloward at the up to bat. And you've got Chloe, by the way, the pitcher for Grantsville, on deck. It's 2 outs in the inning. Byerly still has a disgusted, downtrodden look in the circle. 3-0 the count here. And Cloward turns as if to bunt, pulls it back. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner, so 3-1 the count now. As, again, Byerly tries to work out this thing emotionally and mentally. Cloward steps back in. There's 2 down, 3-1 the count. Pitch is going to be high once again, ball 4. And Cloward will take first on that ball walk. And Chloe, by the way, will come to the plate. Pitcher on pitcher now. By the way, batting against Byerly. And Briley Castaño will be on deck. Step and deliver, ball high over the head of Vasquez, as Byerly is missing high on all these pitches. In fact, so high that Vasquez cannot get up to the ball. So another ball call, and on the passed ball, then you've got Cloward moving to second. So it's ball 1 on By the Way, and Cloward now at second base on the passed ball. And that one's low and in the dirt. And I guess actually we call these pass balls, we could be calling them wild pitches, because they're in a position that the catcher, Vasquez, can barely get a glove on them. They are up and away so bad that she's having a hard time. And again, Byerly trying to regain control. That's a nice pitch there. That looked good right on the outside edge. And a swing and a miss by the way. So 1-1 the count now with 2 outs. Again, By the Way steps. Pitch fouled off back to the right side. Strike 2, 1-2 the count. And Cloward still standing at second base. By the way, batting in the number 8 position. And by the way, with a .269 batting average. Swing, pop it up to the left side, is going to go out of play over the screen. Whew. Young fella there just over his head, dropped right behind him. So it's 1-2 is still the count, 1-2. It's again By the Way and Byerly. Oh, nice pitch there, but it's a foul tip, as she seems to be back into a little bit of a groove here, as the last 3 pitches have been excellent pitches. So now Grantsville coach will call a bit of a timeout, talk to his batter By the Way. Still 1-2. Still 1-2 to the batter as she continues to foul off pitches. And hanging in there. Okay, timeout is called. Well, I didn't realize we got a three-man crew today in the championship flight. So here we go. Once again, Byerly. Fouled back by the way, as she continues to battle. So still 1-2.
I think he said 2-2.
Pitches up. Make sure it's 2-2, or if it's moved to 3-2 and we missed a pitch up here, doesn't give a sign. So
come on, buddy.
There it is, full count. I had missed a pitch. I apologize. It's full count. Now for Byerly. Wants a different signal. Motions to the dugout for a different signal. So by the way, steps out. So 3-2 the count. Whoa, floats one in there. It's going to say it's a ball, drops low. And Byerly again noticeably upset. So another walk here.
Neither one of them's paying any attention to it.
So now then the coach is upset about that.
She's actually farther outside of that now than she was before. We got some time out here. As looks like maybe a switch going on here. I don't know why. We've got number 21, Briley Castano, coming to the plate, but the umpire went to the other coach as though there's been a change at some point, some way. Maybe it's a runner. Okay, it's a runner at first for by the way. So a runner goes in for by the way at first base, as she is the pitcher, and that's standard practice. I don't have the number yet. Pitch is inside and low. Ball. Sad to see. Byerly was so sharp in that first inning with 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts, and now really is struggling here to get some consistency in her pitches. Ball 1 there. This one will be high, ball 2. And she's very frustrated with herself and a lot of other things. Sad. She's such a good pitcher. See if she can't get this thing composed. Have 2 runners on now. You got Cloward and by the way, both by walks, first and second. And that one's going to be low also. Let's go away. Late call, 2-1. Okay. And I don't mean to criticize the officials, because I think on the field they give a verbal command, and so they know it's been called a strike. But up here we don't hear that, and so the call late comes up. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there as she took something off, did Byerly, and really threw a changeup in there and crossed her up with it. 2-2 the count now. So big pitch here for Byerly. She needs to get out of that circle and go sit down and compose herself for a minute. Brings it again. Oh, looked awfully good, and it's a called strike in there. So that's going to end the inning with a strikeout, and that'll be her 5th strikeout of the game. So that ends the second inning, but Grantsville does get on the board with 1 run. It's unearned, as it was a base on balls, stolen base, passed ball, so it's unearned. So that's the end of 2. It's 1-0 in favor of Grantsville. We'll be right back.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
We're ready to go here. Again, some more discussion taking place up here on the pitching situation there for Byerly. Felt bad for her. She was so good in the first inning, then that illegal pitch call, and she has struggled ever since. Grantsville gets a run, takes advantage of that, and now we'll go to the top of the third with Carbon coming to bat.
I go tell the pitcher, you got to start. If you're jumping right, you need to be further on the left-hand side.
Because she starts further right as well,
So coming to bat is Adria Beta, and she is the number 8 batter playing center field. Swing and a miss off, by the way, strike one here as we start this third inning. Carbon has only had one base runner. That, again, was on a walk. And so nobody on either team has hit the ball. Well, one ball was hit into fair territory by Carbon, and it was caught by the first baseman. But other than that, there's been no hits in the ball game. All base runners have been by walk. 3 for Grantsville, 1 for Carbon. And so we go 1-1 here to Abeta. Taylor Secor is on deck. Pop up, back behind the plate. Catcher coming to it and makes a great catch there. Does Addison Butler to get the first out here in the third inning. So it's a foul ball caught in foul territory by the catcher Butler. First out of the third inning. Brings Taylor Secor to the bat now. Secor is batting again out of the number 9 position.
All three of those people are experienced, so...
Secor with a 154 batting average down in that 9th position. That'll be on that inside corner. I believe that's a strike, and he does call that a strike against Secor. One down, nobody on here. After this batter, we go to the top of the order once again, and Michaela Scoville will come back up for her second attempt here in this game. Pop up, going to come back over the screen, heads up, and it'll go drop back behind us. And 2 strikes on the batter, Secor. Taylor Secor, the batter. Again, Michaela Scoville back on deck. Secor with an 0-2 count.
So who's watching the illegal pitch? Is it this umpire out here or this umpire out here?
If it has anything to do before the pitch, it's the home plate umpire.
And during it's him.
If it's the 24, it's the home plate umpire. Anything else is the 2 base umpires. Okay. Either one of them.
Trying to listen in as we do have the director of officials up here talking to the scorekeepers and others, trying to get some rulings and some help understanding that pitching rule. And Taylor Secor again still at bat with an 1-2 count on her. By the way, sets and delivers. It's going to be inside, but fighting it off is Secor. She drives it down third base and foul, and so she'll stay alive here for another opportunity. Again, the fielders haven't had to do a lot except go retrieve foul balls at times. The only ball fielded in play was by the first baseman, Cloward. That ball's hit deep into left field. Could be at the fence, and making the catch is the left fielder out there, Sophia Crosby. So just when we said not much going on for the fielders, they wake them up with that deep hit as Secor just about got the big home run, but not to be as Sophia Crosby steps back to the fence and makes the catch. So a deep, loud out is what that one is scored for the second out of the inning. We go back to top now. Michaela Scoville, who flew out foul ball to the catcher last time up. And we'll see what she can do here after she's seen this pitcher at least one time, see what she can do with it. Pitch by the way, outside, ball one.
Dinos batting, second baseman, number 8, Michaela Scoville.
On deck is Jenna Richards, the number 2 batter. So Scoville with a 1-ball count. And she prepares for the second delivery from by the way. Again, outside, they're kind of staying out on that outside corner. The catcher sets up out there, and then by the way has been a little bit farther beyond that though, so a 2-ball count to Michaela Scoville. And by the way has 3 strikeouts so far in the ball game against the Carbon Dinos. On the outside corner, this time she got it close enough, and a swing and a miss by Michaela Scoville. So 2-1 the count as they continue to try and stay outside there so she can't turn on anything. See if she tries to cross her up and come in and challenge the hands here a little bit. No, she stays out there and she slaps it down the line, but it's going to go foul. So foul ball, 2-2 the count now. As again, they stay outside. It must be the book on it. Sometimes you'll see them, they'll try to sneak one back inside because they're waiting for that outside pitch. And you'll try to sneak something back inside or cross up with a good changeup. I haven't seen a lot of changeup out of these 2 pitchers here. They seem to be more with the action on the ball, the cuts and the turns. Stays outside. She reaches out and grabs it, hits it right up past the shortstop. Nice job of hitting there, Michaela Scoville, as they tried to stay outside, but she reached down and grabbed that one. And the first base hit of the ball game by either team is right now by Michaela Scoville. First base hit by either team. Second base runner here for Carbon. We'll see if they send her, let her sit, or what happens here. Jenna Richards at the plate. She's one of the strikeouts that, by the way, has recorded in this ball game. See what she does this time. Foul hit right back up the middle, but the pitcher fields it, throws to first, so that will be the end of the inning, as that is recorded from by the way to Cloward at first base, and that will end the top half of the third here. The score remains 1-0 in favor of Grantsville. We'll be right back.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
This is how 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Welcome back here. Now we go to the bottom half of the third inning as Grantsville comes back up to bat. And they will be sending to the plate to go back to the top of the order. They will send Mackenzie Allen, Sophia Crosby, and Madison Bolender to the batter's box. Now, in the first inning, that was 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts. And the top 3 batters, that doesn't usually happen, but it did in the first inning. We'll see if she's got herself, Byerly's got herself composed again and can get back into this ball game mentally. First pitch to Allen is a ball, a little bit low. Allen takes the sign from the coach, steps back in. And the catcher, Vasquez, asking for a redo on the call from the coach. Gets it, throws inside. Again, going to be ruled either inside or low. And they're just... Okay. 2-0 the count now. To Allen. Rips that one down the line. Going to be foul ball. Is it close to the line, but after it skipped the base, it dropped in foul territory. And so it'll be a foul ball strike. And we've got people in the stands just about got clocked by a ball. Saw one of those one day come from the opposite field and hit someone right square on top of the bean, not knowing it was coming. Pitch is going to be low. Called strikes on low, but a strike. Again, the delayed call. Pardon me for the premature call. But Byerly inside and low. It'll go full now. It'll go full. So full count here to the batter, leadoff batter, Mackenzie Allen here. Again, a strikeout in the first inning now facing Byerly here at full count. Hits this one into left field, and it's going to be in the gap between left and center. She's going to get a double out of this as she rounds and goes to second. Bobble the ball on the relay in, but does not advance. But that's a stand-up double, even if the ball had been caught. So a nice piece of hitting there by Mackenzie Allen as she records actually the first base hit of any kind for Grantsville, putting her in second base with a double. As I mentioned, the only other runners for Grantsville to this point had been walks. They had 3 of them in the second inning. So this is the first hitter. So both teams have lost any semblance of a no-hitter, as we have a hit on each team now. So this will bring to the plate Sophia Crosby now with a runner in scoring position. Hits the ball to third base, got the runner off at second, checks her, goes across to one, gets her there. They're going to say no, she was too high. The relay to third base, that's off her glove. So coming home will be the runner. So the runner at first was called safe, saying that the official was off. The first baseman had to step up and her foot come off was the call. So Sophia Crosby gets, actually it would be an E. That's an error probably on the first baseman, as she raised her foot before the ball got to her, before the runner got, so the runner was safe. And then the attempted play at third base to get the runner going to third was offline, went into down the line, and the runner, Mackenzie Allen, was able to score on that. And so this will bring up Madison Bolander.
Now batting Madison Bolander.
She also was a strikeout in the first inning, but back up here, the first call is a strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Nobody out yet in the inning here as we start. We've got one run across so far, so the score now 2-0 in favor of Grantsville. Bolander at bat. She'll be followed by Addison Butler, the number 4 hitter. And that, he's called a ball on the outside corner. Pretty close, 1-2 the count. Low in the dirt, and Crosby thought about going, but she stopped because the ball was blocked nicely by Vasquez. Preps once again, brings the pitch to the plate. Ball is hit to shortstop, picked up there across the diamond, nicely done. Sandoval to Ardoin, and that will record the first out of the inning, but on the play, Crosby is moved to third on the sacrifice. And Bolander is out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And Butler comes to the plate now. The runner at third, 1 down in the inning. And Avery Lee on deck. Grantsville already up 2-0 here in the third inning. Again, championship flight softball here. Carbon and Grantsville. Pitch there, it looks to be a strike, and it is a called strike there from Byerly to Butler. So they set once again, brings it. ripped into left center field, all the way to the fence in the gap. It'll let one run score around to second base. And a stand-up double there by Addison Butler. That was a rip there. No question about that being a hit. Drives in one run. Sophia Crosby comes across. And that will be 3-0 now for Grantsville as they've got something going here in the third inning. 2 runs across already. Only 1 out. And Butler standing at second place with Avery Lee coming to bat in the number 5 spot, followed by Ellie Thomas.
Number 5 batting, Avery Lee.
Pitch from Byerly. Nice pitch there. Down the middle, called strike 1. On the other field, it looks like in championship action, you've got 5-4 the score. Sam Pete looks to be up 5-4 over Canyon View. Pitch will be inside, called a ball there. 1-1 the count now with 1 out in the inning. And Butler standing at second base after her big double and RBI scoring double. In the winner of this and the winner of the other game going on, that ball's driven into center field, up high fly. Center fielder Abeta takes that one. Runner does not even attempt to go. So it'll be 2 down now with the fly out to center field. Avery Lee has been up twice, flew out to the left field and flew out to center field. So two pop-ups or flyouts. Now we've got, looks like a runner, number 4.
Number 2, Ellie Thomas.
Number 4 coming in to run. And number 4 for Grantsville, number 4 is Sadie Thornton to run for Butler. Sadie Thornton in running for Butler. And as Butler is the catcher, and they generally will run for pitcher and catcher. They give her a chance to get her stuff on and relax a little bit before she goes back out defensively. Pitch is in low. Ball 1. Batter is Ellie Thomas. She struck out in the second inning in her only other plate appearance, so she has a strikeout. Runner at second base. Again, Thornton running for Butler. Another pitch low, ball 2. So Byerly sets again. Prepares to deliver the pitch. Again low. Ball 3. 3-0 the count to Thomas. After Thomas will be Zoe Cloward, the first baseman for Grantsville. And Thomas turns and gives the fake bunt signal, trying to get in the head for the pitch. It's going to be inside, called strike. 3-1 the count now, as Byerly continues to battle out there. Brings it. Going to be inside and low. That'll be a base on ball. So Thomas will reach on a base on balls. That puts a runner at first and a runner at second. And again, it brings Zoe Cloward to the plate. And Zoe Cloward, again, with that .442 batting average with 3 doubles on the year. So a .442 batting average. She stands in, left-handed batter against Byerly. In the dirt and low, and Vasquez able to block it, but does in the ensuing melee, you get batters advancing, the runners advancing, Butler or Thornton running for Butler now stands at third base, and Ellie Thomas at second base. And again, Vasquez dug that out and stopped it, but was unable to come up with it clean, which allowed the runners to advance. She's battling and struggling back there behind the plate, doing all she can for the Carbon Lady Dinos. Pitch by Byerly. Check swing, foul ball. So check swing by Cloward. Fouls it off to the left side.
Number 25, Zoe Cloward.
So 1-1 the count now to Cloward, 1-1. Swing and a miss on a low pitch there. 1-2 the count now to Cloward, 1-2. Cloward took a mighty swing on that pitch, but unable to come up with it. Byerly throws it. Ooh, she freezes her. It's too high, but the action on the ball buckled the knees of Cloward on that one. But it was a little too high to be called a strike, so you've got a 2-2 count with 2 outs now and 2 runners in scoring position. So they really need to keep this close and get Cloward. And a swing and a miss, strike 3 by Cloward, and they're able to work out of the inning as he gets the 3rd out, but not before damage is done, as Grantsville comes up with 2 runs. Mackenzie Allen and Sophia Crosby both scored to run the score 3-0 now. After 3 complete, it's 3-0 in favor of Grantsville. We'll be right back.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Okay. Welcome back. Check the voice on that one. Welcome back to the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. I was checking on the other game, and in the other game between North Sanpete and Canyon View Falcons, North Sanpete has got another home run, and they are up 6-4 now in that ball game. And the winner of that, again, will play the winner of this ball game. And then with the chance to go directly into the championship, guaranteed first or second. So it's huge to get to that next game for these teams, and they certainly want to get there. The losers of these games will go into the drop-down bracket and have to play a couple of times before they get back up into a chance at the top here. So a lot of softball to be played, but if you really want to have a great chance, you got to get past this game. Carbon ball hits sharply to third base. And across, nice play by Kylan Sorensen at third to dig that one out. That was a shot to third, but it was to the glove hand. And Kylan Sorensen able to field it across the field. Madison Bolander fielded it across to Zoe Cloward for the out. And so Vasquez goes down, 1 out. And it brings Haven Byerly to the plate. And first pitch is fouled back. So again, that play before, it was a shot. It was a shot down the line, and Madison Bolander able to flag that thing down. Again, it was on the inside, not down the line, and she, on the glove hand, able to flag it down. That pitch is going to be up a little bit to Byerly from By the Way, and it'll be 1-1 the count now. In the top of the 4th now, as we're moving right along with very few runs, it's 3-0. And few runs and few base runners, basically speaking. Inside on the hands, she fouls that one back, so it's a 1-2 the count here now. Just looking back at the stats, there's only been really 2 base runners here for Carbon, 1 on a walk and 1 on a single by Scoville. Those are the only 2 base runners thus far for Carbon. And so they're just got to get runners on. That pitch is down. The catcher tries to frame that up, does Butler, but the umpire not going for it. And so it'll be a ball call. 2-2 the count. Again, nobody out. 2-2 the count. Top of the 4th here in Spanish Fork in the championship flight here. This will be a cutter, cut ball, but it's up high and it floats to the outside. Again, good motion, but it's up high and it'll go to a full count now to Byerly here. As she digs in, she's batting out of that number 4 position. And see what she can come up with here. She has a .321 batting average on the year. Ripped down the right field line if it stays fair. And they're going to say it is fair, so she'll round first going for second. And it'll be a double there. She does slide, but she could have gone in standing up. But a double there by Byerly to get things going here in the 4th inning. So Byerly gets herself all the way to second. Now will they let her run or will they run for her? They're making no motion yet, so they leave Byerly in. Again, as the pitcher, they have the right to run for her. So 1 down, 1 at second. This is the first real threat that Carbon has had the opportunity to get. Brielle Sandoval comes to the plate, and she got a base on balls last time. Going to work that up high, and it'll be ball 1. Again, Sandoval reached on a base on balls. She's one of the few base runners that they've even actually had. And she pops this one back over the screen. Somebody better look out. A .432 batting average, and she's got some doubles and triples and a home run on the year, so there is some pop in her bat. Sandoval fouls that one away. It's 1-1. 1-1 now is the count. So they bring it. They'll be high and outside. Ball 2. So North St. Pete scored a couple more runs now. 8-4 now is the score over there in that. And as North St. Pete trying to get into that championship flight. They're into that championship game on Canyon View. Canyon View is the seeded team at number 2. North St. Pete at number 3. Pitch is inside on the corner. That'll be a strike. So it's 2-2 the count now to Sandoval here. And again, this is the 1-4 matchup here. Grantsville being the number 1 seed, Carbon the number 4. And as I mentioned, they have played earlier in the year, and Grantsville won that ball game 10-0 in that game. So, pitch outside corner. Sandoval tries to get a piece of it, and it's a strike 3 count there. And Brielle Sandoval with the strikeout. Nice pitch there by Bayer, by the way. Second out of the inning, and Reese Ardoin will come to the plate. And folks, if you're listening at home, and we're pronouncing it wrong, if you can get in touch with somebody here, let us know how to say it right. As far as we know, it's Ardohain.
What time is it right now?
And so she will come to the plate.
Said, are you on your way?
And she sacrificed last time, bunted the ball back to the pitcher to move Sandoval over. So she's 0 for 1 at the plate, and the first pitch was a strike there. So she's trying to get something going to try and help Byerly come to the plate. By the way, is the pitcher for Grantsville. That's going to be inside. Byerly getting a huge lead out there. And you might chance it as they're kind of nonchalant throwing the ball back to the pitcher, not really checking her. Maybe you get away with it. I don't know. That's why I don't coach anymore. That's going to be fouled off back across the screen. Once again, the fans are in trouble. There's areas that are covered here, and then there are areas that are wide open. And some of these folks sitting out in the open are in some danger. So 1-2 the count here to Ardohain. Big pitch here. She got that cut on the ball, but it's up high. She tries to throw that up around the shoulders, and she puts some motion on it so it's cutting in or cutting out. And it's tough to handle up there, and it's hard to lay off of, but sometimes it gets a little bit too high. So excellent the way she's moving the ball around, though. 2-2 the count, 2 down. That's on the outside, way outside there, though. Again, she throws that cut ball curve, and she throws it on that outside corner. It darts to the outside sometimes. It's a good one if you can get the batter to bite on it and swing. but if you lay off, it's outside the plate. So full count here. Ardoin pops it up back over the screen. She'll stay alive. Whoa, right next to a spectator. In fact, it may have clipped his arm as it bounced up. Certainly surprised him. A lot of balls flying around in these places. Like I mentioned, I watched a gentleman take one right on top of the head one time from the opposing field. So full count still, 2 away, runner at second. Timeout is called, ball on the field. People trying to help out and throw the ball back on. They do have a contraption here behind plate. If you drop it in the tube, it comes back out to them when they need it. A nice contraption here at Spanish Fork Complex. This pitch is going to be up high. And the batter didn't know it. Ardoin didn't know it, but she had gained the walk, but didn't know it. She was waiting for another pitch, so she'll go to first base as we have 2 base runners here now. And Kylan Sorensen comes to the plate, and she flew out to the first base last time, and that was the diving catch that Cloward made in that second inning. So Sorensen at the plate. Ooh, nice pitch right there. Pretty sure, yes, there's the sign for this strike. So the strike call and 1 strike. Again, 2 outs, bases first and second. Need a timely base hit here, does Carbon, to try and get a run or 2 across here. Tying outside, ball. There's been 4 strikeouts recorded here by the pitcher. By the way, 4 strikeouts thus far in the ball game. Ball's hit straight back. That'd be strike 2, 1-2 the count now. 1-2 the count. Abeta is on deck, and Taylor Secor in the hole. So need to make something happen here with Kylan Sorensen, and then follow up with the next couple of batters and get back into this ball game here, does Carbon. Get some positive momentum going back. Hit right back up the middle. This should score 1 run. Nice job by hitting, and the ball is fumbled out in center field, but the runner's not able to come up with anything. Actually, with being fumbled, they had a chance for Ardoin to go to third. She doesn't do it, but Byerly is able to score on the base hit by Kylan Sorensen. That's exactly what Carbon needed right now, was that base hit to get a run across. They do move Ardoin to second, and so we still have runners at first and second. It's still 2 down. Grantsville's going to take a bit of a timeout here and discuss it at the mound. Not mound in softball, it's a circle. Get the termination right here by Sport. But again, just what Carbon needed was some kind of positive action offensively and to get back in this thing emotionally. So Byerly made it happen. She got the double, and then she scored on the hit by Sorensen. That brings Abeta to the batter's box. First time up in the 3rd inning for her. She flew out to the catcher in foul territory, but did make some contact. Rips the ball down the line. If it's fair, it'll be trouble. And no, it gets out of play, but rips the ball on that first strike. And how big would that have been to pop one over the fence here in this situation and get Carbon on top of this thing and get the emotions changed. So she'll step back in with a 1-strike count on her. And by the way, ready to deliver. Ripped over into the gap, right, left center field. That'll get 1 run across, fumbling the ball in the outfield. They'll send the next runner coming to the plate and not able to get there. So a huge stand-up double there by Abeta has tied this ball game with 2 RBIs, driving in Ardoin and also Sorensen. The ball was fumbled a little bit up against the screen back there, and having trouble getting it out. It did not go under the net, therefore it was not a dead ball. But it has tied the game here, folks, 3-3. A huge comeback, all with 2 outs here in this 4th inning, So a great turnaround for Carbon to get back into it emotionally. Like I keep mentioning, their emotion was down because of some things that have happened in the second inning, but this certainly has changed the momentum and the attitude in this ball game. So coming to the plate will be Abeta, and she is the right fielder. Still a conference going on the pitcher's mound out there at the circle again. So yes, excuse me, I'm wrong. Abeta is the one that got the double. I was busy filling in circles. Abeta was the one with the double. Secor comes to the plate now, and she flew out to the left fielder last time.
Number 11, Taylor Secor.
So Secor with the opportunity now, as we're talking about Carbon up to this inning, who only had 2 base runners in the whole game. And now they are just running and running and running out there. So we'll see what Secor rips one into left field again. But the left fielder right there for it, as Sophia Crosby will take that one. But she rips it again into left field. So that's twice she's gone deep to Crosby in left field. So that will end the inning, but not before Carbon's able to tally 3 runs here in the inning to tie it up. So we'll be back in a minute to go to the bottom of the 4th with it all tied up 3-3 now here in state championship action.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Welcome back once again as we go down to the bottom of the 4th inning here. Coming to bat is the Grantsville Lady Cowboys. And they will start out with Chloe, by the way, the pitcher for Grantsville, steps in. Swing and a miss on the first pitch there from Byerly. And a 1 strike count on by the way. She steps back in. Strike again. Goes off the bat, off the helmet of Vasquez and up against the screen. So it'll be 0-2 count now to By the Way. By the way, in the first at-bat in the second inning, drew a walk and was stranded at first. Briley Castaño will be on deck. And Elise Smith. Excuse me, no, we'll go to the top of the order with Mackenzie Allen. A little bit high, ball 1-1-2. So 1-2 the count. 2 By the Way. Foul back over the screen once again. Look out. Falls harmlessly. So remains 1-2 the count here to By the Way. Again, the open stance that so many of these young ladies use gives you a better view of the pitcher in the motion, and it's also a cocking mechanism. As it starts the motion, you step back in. Instead of stepping in the hole as you swing, you generally take tendency to step back into the pitch. Fights off the handle. She gets the ball up, and it's going to drop in fair territory just over the third base position. Shortstop will run over and pick it up and throw it back in. Brielle Sandoval had to go clear to the foul line to get that one as it went over the head, and a pop-up Texas leaguer over the top of Sorensen. So it'll put a runner on. Chloe, by the way, will reach on a single. She'll have a runner come in for her. Did not get the number. So now Castaño is the batter. Riley Castaño, the second baseman, wearing number 21. She's batted one time. She struck out to end the second inning. After her, we'll go back to the top of the order, Mackenzie Allen and Sophia Crosby, who last inning made some real noise out there. So a ball one call on Castaño. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 1-1 the count to Castaño. The North Sanpete Canyon View game is now in the sixth inning with swing and a miss here. Also, Castaño go 1-2. They are in the sixth inning. Last I checked, and the score was 9-5 in favor of North Sanpete. Winner will play again at 3 o'clock with the winner of this ball game, and the loser will drop down. That ball's hit sharp to third. Nice play by the third baseman. She'll go to second and gets the out. Nice play there. Good throw. The runner seemed to step on a foot there. Didn't mean to. She feels bad. But the out was called, so nice play to go to third. I thought the third baseman, Sorensen, was going to go to first, but instead she goes to second to Michaela Scoville. And they record the out there as, by the way, runner for by the way is thrown out there for the first out. But Castaño will reach on a fielder's choice and stands at first base. Going to take a bit of a timeout here. The coach is going to go out and talk to the second baseman, Scoville. And nothing intentional there. Her foot was on the base. The runner coming in landed on top of that foot. It's a bit painful for a while. But you get a stick and chew on it so you don't grit your teeth and you go back to work. So, said it again. Castaño at first on the fielder's choice. One down on the inning. And Mackenzie Allen comes to the plate. Mackenzie Allen's got things going in the last inning in the third. Got a hit, got on, and then started the melee. They got 2 runs as she scored, and also Sophia Crosby, who also reached on an error and was able to make it around and score on hits by other batters. So, Mackenzie Allen there, third time at the plate, strikeout and a hit in her 2 at-bats. Mackenzie Allen, 458, turns to spat, fakes the bunt. The throw goes deep over the head. The slide takes out the shortstop. It was a good slide, and the shortstop was trying to take the throw, which was very high, and the base runner went underneath her. That's Castaño. Again, nothing malicious. Just slide is what you're supposed to do, and made the contact. Now they're going to bring the coach out once again to look at the shortstop. They're trying to talk to her. The umpire going all the way out there. It's Brielle Sandoval. She's saying, I'm fine. So the stolen base by Castaño puts her in scoring position. Mackenzie Allen, again, the batter. And once again, Grantsville just keeps that pressure on, as this is the third inning in a row that they've been able to put pressure on with base runners. Of course, the first inning was 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts by Byerly. So, Allen back at the plate, third appearance there. Ball is hit sharp down the line. This will go out of play down the left field line. Again, a rip down there. And it'll be a strike on her. That's a long strike. So she'll step back in again. Umpire's going to brush off the plate again. Need to get a long-handled brush there. Just get down and brush that thing off a broom. Hard to fit in your pocket, though. So back in we go. Byerly brings it. It's on that outside edge, ball called. Allen steps back in again against Byerly. And brings it. Foul straight back against the screen. Strike two. So 2-2 the count now to the batter, Allen. Okay, the pitcher questions the count. The umpire goes down the line and gets a correction from the third base umpire. He has 1 and 2, so it'll go back. The scorekeeper up here was right, and we need to know that she was right. If they had just asked her, she could have told him. Now we got a timeout called by the batter, Allen, as Byerly takes her time on the circle, getting the call in. So little games being played on both sides. Throws a bit of a change-up floater on that outside corner. Does not get the call that time. And now it's 2-2. So again, taking the call. And Allen with a strikeout and a hit. Pops the ball up. It's in the infield. Pitcher's calling for it. Byerly calls for it and takes it. And a couple of them headed to the dugout, but that's only 2 out, folks. Got to go back out and play. Only 2 out. So a pop-up to the pitcher by Allen for the second out of the inning. And it brings up Sophia Crosby.
Now batting left fielder number 22, Sophia Crosby.
She struck out in the first inning and reached on an error on the second inning. Eventually would come around and score for the second run there in the third inning. Pitch on the outside corner looks awfully good and gets the call as Byerly hits that outside corner to get strike one call on Sophia Crosby. Madison Bolander will be on deck if Crosby can reach. Crosby up, got the runner at second base. Popped it back over the screen. Yeah. That will wake up the people that were in the restroom down there. It landed right over the restroom. It'll wake them up. So we still have Castaño at second base. And she reached second base, and we have Crosby at bat. Hit sharp to third base. Nice play across the diamond. So great play by Sorensen across to Ardoin, and that will end the fourth inning. A nice play there, gloving that ball and getting across. And that's the end of 4. 3-3 the score. We'll be right back.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Welcome back as we start now the 5th inning. We do appreciate the caller from Carbon sent the information to us. That means someone's actually watching what we're doing here. But we've been pronouncing Reese Ardohain, but we're told it's Ardohain. So we apologize for that. We appreciate the help with that, and we'll try to keep that in mind as we go forward. Reese Ardohain. Thank you to the caller. So we start here at the top of the order now. We'll go with Michaela Scoville here in the 5th inning, and she'll take high and outside ball 1. Scoville thus far has flown out to the catcher on a foul tip and also got a base hit in the last inning. So hoping to get things going again as the score is tied 3-3 here in the top of the 5th. Strokes the ball towards left field. It's going to be maybe foul. Can the left fielder get to it? And it's behind the screen. We can't see if it was caught or not. The reaction from the umpire would indicate that was not caught. Just a long foul ball there. So 1-1 the count to Scoville. Michaela Scoville here will step back in again in a left-hand batting position with the open stance. And you look for this slap here. Possibility of a slap. So you can let that one go. That's high. 2-1 the count now to Scoville. On deck is Jenna Richards. And then in the hole is Gabrielle Vasquez. So Scoville, by the way, is throwing a nice game here. Throws that one. Looks like it could be a little bit outside and high. So it goes 3-1 to Scoville as Carbon looking to get the leadoff runner on and create some more havoc on the base pass as they did in the last inning. So Scoville steps back in. And by the way, ready to deliver. And on the hands, she fouls it off, but that was in on the hands. That's a tough one to lay off. And it'll go full count now. That was a good pitch. As Scoville, by the way, likes to move the ball around. And that time she brings it in on the hands. She usually stays away from these left-handed hitters. Out to the outside, but she brought that one in. Again, inside again. It's a bloop over the second baseman. Can she get to it? Oh, she does. Great play there by Briley Castano as she ranges back. It didn't look like she was going to get to that ball. I thought we were going to have a Texas Leaguer single, but she gets there and makes the play. So is registered at an F4 as the out, but really that was a tough play. Great play by Briley Castano.
Next up, left fielder number 5, Jenna Richards.
Now we'll bring to the plate Jenna Richards, and she's been up twice. She struck out in the first inning, and then she was thrown out by the pitcher in the 3rd to end that inning. Pitch by the way, is going to be on the outside and called ball on the outside. Been some really nice plays here in the ball game. Of the few balls that have actually been hit in fair territory. It's starting to loosen up a little bit, but the first couple of innings, there was only base runners were walks, and those were few. Swing and a miss on a change, a bit of an off speed up the middle, and be strike 2. Excuse me, let's make that strike 1 according to the official score before she hits me. It's 1-1 the count. So, by the way to the plate, on the outside edge, swing and a miss off that outside edge. She likes living out there on that outside edge, both the rights and lefts. And she'll play that, and then her changeup pitch, really not necessarily a changeup, she'll bark it in on the hands of the batters when they're trying to reach, thinking of the outside edge. She'll bark it back inside. So we'll see what she does here, 1-2 the count. She winds and delivers. Stays out there, swing and a strike. Strike 3, as she likes living on the edge out there. Gets the strike out there for the second out of the inning. And records, I think, her 7th strikeout. We'll count that up. Only the 5th, 5th strikeout. I missed one there. 5th strikeout so far in the game. It'll bring to the plate Gabriela Vasquez. Again on that outside, does not get the call. Ball 1. That's a tough pitch out there. It's so tempting to defend that because you're afraid it's going to catch that corner and get the call. And so she throws that out there and puts a little bit of a twist on it. It breaks farther out, and it's tough on a batter. It's really tough. So, by the way, we'll deliver again. Stays out on that edge. Another ball called. If you're disciplined and can stay off that early in the count as a batter, it's tough to do. Vasquez followed by Byerly. 3 and 4 hitters. Now she pops it back inside. That she'll get the call there. So it's a 1-2 count, I believe. Scorekeeper has 1-1. We'll wait for the umpire to set it straight, if he will. So we'll see what happens here as pitch comes. Pops straight in the air. Third baseman settles under it, and she'll make the catch there. Nice job by Madison Bolander, and that will be the end of the top of the 5th inning. So after 4.5, it's still 3-3 here in championship flight action, and we'll be back with the bottom and the Grantsville at bat in just a second.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork Complex for 3A State Championship softball action. We are in the championship flight here with the game with Grantsville and Carbon. It's in the 5th inning now, bottom of the 5th. Grantsville coming to bat. 3-3 the score in the other ball game. It's 11-7 now in the bottom of the 6th with North Sanpete up 11-7 over the Canyon View Falcons. And Canyon View is the seeded team as the number 2 seed, although North Sanpete is right there at number 3. So not much to pick between the seeds as far as that goes. But Sanpete on top at this point in time. So in this inning, Madison Bolander, who made the catch of the pop-up to end the last inning for Carbon, Madison Bolander will be batting first. Addison Butler on deck. Avery Lee in the hole. Bolander with a strikeout in the first inning, and then ground out to shortstop in the 3rd, has yet to reach base. Byerly will throw that one just a touch high. That was sarcasm. It was so high the catcher couldn't even get a hand on it. Ball 1 to the batter, Bolander. And we wait for the second pitch here. Pop up down the line. It'll go out of play, however. And that'll be a strike on the batter, 1-1. It's good to see Byerly struggle there in that one inning when got an unfavorable call against her. It's good to see that she's gotten her some emotions back in check and she's back into the ball game and throwing a nice game. She's got 5 strikeouts of her own so far in the ball game. Of course, the standout for that, and there's another strikeout. Excuse me, not a strikeout. I thought it was a strikeout. But the first 3 batters of the game all went down on strikeouts, 1, 2, 3. And so she has thrown a nice game here today and gotten her emotions back in check. That's good to see. I'm happy for her. So she brings the next pitch. Oh, on that outside corner. Oh, did not get the call. She wanted it, as did the rest of the Carbon Dinos. But Bolander survives. She'll get another chance. 2-2 the call. ball is going to be hit sharply into right field. Right fielder going over. Great catch on the run. Taylor Secor with a game-saving grab there. Looked like it was going to get by her, and she ranged over, reached up on the run, full speed, and made that catch. Taylor Secor with a great play there in right field to take Madison Bolander down. And that will be the first out against Grantsville here in the bottom of the fifth. And it'll bring up Addison Butler. Butler with a base on balls and a double. So she's reached both times in her at-bats. A base on balls and then scored in the second inning. And a double driving in some runs in the third. So she's been very productive at the plate, Addison Butler. She's number 4 hitter, and after her will be Avery Lee, and then if we get there, Ellie Thomas. So Butler, inside and low, right on the ground. It gets to the screen. That's to be a ball call there. And reason to be wary of this young lady is she's done well. Offensively, made things happen for Grantsville. Butler will step back in now. Cutter rips on that. That's going to go way back over, clear over to the other field. They'll have to call time over there and figure that one out as they get that ball out of there. And it'll be a strike on her. She steps in, ready to go. And Butler, Byerly the pitcher. Tries to pull the string on that one, but gets a little bit too much hand involved. It sails high. And she's telling her coach, it just came out wrong. So that's a ball. It's a 3-1 count now to Butler. 3-1. Butler's, again, she did walk in the first inning. And she'll get a walk again here. So she gets a walk there. That'll be the leadoff run, with one away, it puts a runner at first. Now, Butler, the last time when she walked in the first inning, she stole second base, and then she got a pass ball, got her to the third, and another pass ball scored her. So she's not afraid to run if there's any miscues with the softball. Avery Lee at the plate now, turns to bunt, fakes it, the runner's going, throw is down, and it's high, and there's another collision with the shortstop, but it's tough if the shortstop's standing right in the middle of the base. It's tough. And this time, Butler is down on the collision. And, she kind of grabbed the player. It wasn't like she's trying to take her out, but she may have tweaked an angle. She's reaching back for her ankle as she kneels on second base. And she comes up a little bit ginger on that ankle, left ankle. So as she was going in, she's tweaked that ankle. Now, they can run for her. She's the catcher. They can run for her, and I think they're going to elect to do that right now in this situation. Last time when she was on base, they did not run for her, but this time they're going to. And number 4, once again, is the designated runner for them. And she will come back in to run for her. And again, that's get that number. Sorry about that. Number 4 is Kenley Kennedy. Excuse me, that's the wrong team. I apologize. Let's get that number 4 here. Sadie Thornton. Yeah, she ran before. So Sadie Thornton will be in for Butler, and we hope Addison Butler can walk that one off, and she'll be all right. A huge part of their team as the catcher there for Grantsville. So a runner at second. Ball is in the dirt. Nice dig by Vasquez to keep that runner staying at second base. So again, Thornton running for Butler at second. Avery Lee at the plate, and she has flown out to left and center in her 2 at-bats. She's going to hit it down the third base line. It's going to be just foul down that third base line. Be another strike on her. Winner in this one will move on to play in the 3 o'clock game. Again, hit between third and shortstop. Diving attempt by the shortstop. Unable to come up with it. The throw will come in at the cutoff. But Thornton running for Butler will score from second on the base hit there by Avery Lee. That was a seeing eye base hit as both the third base, Dolfort, and shortstop, both of them just narrowly missing that ball. And a seeing eye hit there puts her on base.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Ellie Thomas.
So she'll be at first base with the RBI with a single. And Ellie Thomas will come to the plate, batting in the number 6 position. Still just one away here in the inning. And Grantsville back up 4-3 now. She turns the bunt, offers at the bunt, does not get it. The runner starts and then comes back. So that wasn't a straight steal. That was a bunt and steal. So she turns and comes back. Strike on the batter as she offers at the pitch. See if she turns and squares around again. Third back a little ways. Now she starts to creep up there. Does Sorensen. She stands in there, does not. Pops it up back against the screen. It was playable, but Vasquez couldn't find it. So it drops harmlessly against the screen here, the backstop. But it's 2 strikes now. Again, it's not uncalled or never happened, but generally not to turn and try to bunt with 2 strikes. So she stands in. She offers at it. I think there'll be an appeal here. There is an appeal. And they say it was not a strike, and Carbon got a little excited with that one. They thought that was definitely a strike as she attempts and pulls it back. So Ellie Thomas lives on. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Thomas with Avery Lee at first and 1 run across already. Turns and fouls it off. That almost hit her hand, or maybe it did. As that was way inside, she fended it off with a swing, and it may have made contact with that right hand. And she's grabbing that and taking a walk. She stays alive as far as hitting is concerned, but that hurts. So here we go. Ellie Thomas steps back in now. 1 down. Fouls it off to the right. It'll be out of play. It's just continue to battle. Continue to battle. You'd think this would be the quickest game because it's 4-3 ball game, and other teams are scoring 8 and 10 runs, and they're already in the 6th and 7th inning. So, sometimes the low-scoring games are not the fastest games. So there has been a lot of action here, just not a lot of runs scored. Ball is popped up. Looks like the third baseman ranging back. Shortstop will call her off. And so Brielle Sandoval, and that's the way it should be. The fielder coming in with a chance to come in with it in front rather than the fielder going backwards. And so well done by the shortstop, Brielle Sandoval, calling off Sorensen for the fly out. And that's an F to 6. That's the second out. And that'll bring up Zoe Cloward now, the first baseman. And Cloward has walked in the first inning and struck out in the 3rd inning. So we'll see what she can do here with a runner on board. Ball gets away way outside. Sandoval Vasquez had no chance at that one. And so the runner is able to advance to second base on the passed ball. Wild pitch. If you're scoring it, it's probably considered a wild pitch, not a passed ball. Because the difference is the wild pitch is on the pitcher, the passed ball is on the catcher. So, not that anybody probably cares about that, but the end result is we've got a runner at second base. Pitch is up a little bit high and outside there. Ball 2 to the batter, Cloward. Pitch on the outside corner. I believe you'll get the call there, and as she does, 2-1 now the count. Nice pitch on that outside corner by Byerly. Sandoval asking to repeat the call, so it is 2-1 to the umpire, but asking for a different signal from the bench. Gets it, settles in. Byerly brings it. Out on the outside, she's set up there, but it got a little too far outside. So 3-1 the count here. And I think with Cloward's power, it may not, you might be all right with first base open, not giving her a pitch she can crush, because she does have good pop.
You guys go all
Oh, a little high and tight. That'll be ball 4. So Cloward will reach on the walk. And it'll put a runner at first and second. It also brings the force in, which is an added advantage. So a quick force at third or the force at second. Huge gap in the middle. Chloe, by the way, is up. She got a base on balls in the second inning, and in the fourth inning, she grounded out to the third base. Ball is in the dirt. Nice dig by Vasquez. 1 ball. So, by the way, digs in again. High off the glove, allows the runners to advance. You know what a break for Grantsville here, as that allows the runners to advance on that passed ball. And that'll put runners at second and third now with 2 out. And by the way, at the plate. Again, she got a single in the fourth inning and then was thrown out going to second base in that inning. Pitch on the inside, kind of quick pitched her. She wasn't ready for that. It's a called strike, broke it back inside on her. So 2-1 the count now. This is huge. Carbon, if they want to keep it close, they've got to get by the way out and keep it to a 1-run game here, because runs for both teams have been at a premium. Pitch is going to be a little bit high, so it'll go 3-1 again. Deep into the count here. By the way, with all the opportunity here to make something huge happen. Byerly needs to bring the good pitch, but she can't give in. It's in the dirt, ball 4, so walks them full. As by the way, we'll go to first base, and it fills them up now. Full count, they'll put a runner in. I think this will probably be Thornton coming back in again. Nope, this will be number 11 coming in to run this time, and that's Ren White. I believe that's Ren White on the scorecard. So White will be running, and Byerly, they may be having a pitching change here. One of the players has come to the dugout here. I thought maybe to change a glove or something. Looks like they have. I don't know the number on this. I didn't see who was coming in here, but it's a different pitcher here. Byerly's the only one I've seen pitch for them, and this is number... I'm having a trouble getting the number. My eyes aren't that good. Doesn't help that her ponytail hangs down in front of her number as she turns around, too.
Cowboys, number 21, Bradley Castano, second base. On deck, number 3, Kenzie Allen. And in the hole, number 22, Sophia Crosby.
Still trying to pick up the number. And is it number 8?
The shirt stop to pick up your state hoodies over by field number 4.
This may be number 8, Scoville, pitching, I believe. And again, the number on the back is tough to see, and her ponytail hangs down on it. We can't really see, but I believe it's Scoville coming into pitch, a number 8, I believe. So we apologize for that, folks. I didn't bring my binoculars today, and you really can't see that. They're good-looking uniforms, but the numbers mesh with the colors, and I really can't make it out. Maybe we can get the cameraman to get a real tight close-up on it so we can get it. But there have been changes, and Byerly is no longer pitching, and we'll try and get more on that if we can. It looks like to me also that Ardehane has gone to second base, so that's why I think maybe it is Michaela Scoville pitching, and Ardehane has gone to second, and I believe the ex-pitcher, Byerly has gone to first. I think that's the switches. We'll try to get better information if we can here. So, back to the batter, which is Castano, Briley Castano with bases loaded. She is the number 9 hitter here. Briley Castano in a great place if you're a Grantsville, want to be a hero in Grantsville. A base hit here would be huge in the bottom of the 5th inning. So the pitch And she gets one down the line. It's going to go foul, though, just over. That would have got one, maybe two right there if she'd been able to get that fair. But it will be foul ball, just a strike. I believe there's 2 outs in the inning. The scorekeeper's got me blanked out there. Brings the pitch, hit into, nice play by the second baseman. She'll take it. I believe that's Artahane at second, ranges over, makes the grab, steps on second, out of the inning. That was a huge out there for Carbon as they stopped that rally with bases loaded. Artahane, I believe it is, who is playing second now, makes that play and ends the inning as Castaño will go 4 unassisted for the third out and ends the threat. In the inning, though, they do get one, so it's 4-3 going into the 6th inning. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back here, and we'll try and get you more information on the switches if we can. Batting here in the top of the 6th inning is Haven Byerly, and Byerly will be leading off. Thus far, she has struck out in the 2nd inning, and she got a double and scored in that big 4th inning for Carbon when they got all 3 of their runs there. She started it off with a big double and was able to get things shook up a little bit, and they ended up with 3 runs in the inning. So Byerly back up there. She'll be followed by Brielle Sandoval. Check swing, foul. Fetch inside. Looks like it may catch an inside corner, and it does. So Byerly goes down 0-2 in the count. Just trying to get some information here. It looks like we have one final in the 3A championship flight and one final in the 2A championship flight. And we'll get that to you just here in a moment. There's the pitch from By the Way. Going to be off the outside corner. Ooh, does not get the call. Nice job by the catcher. Butler trying to frame that puppy up, but does not get the call. 1-2 the count. In the 3A, we have a North Sanpete victory over Canyon View. North Sanpete will move ahead to play the winner of this ball game at 3 o'clock. The loser, Canyon View, drops down. A pitch inside. They're going to punch out Byerly on that pitch. She thought a little bit inside, but looked awful good, and Byerly will go down on a strikeout for the first out here at the bottom of the top of the 6th. Continuing, Canyon View will drop down and play Manti right after these games are over at 12:30. And the loser of this game will drop down and play Providence Hall also at 12:30. The winner will go on to play North Sanpete at 3 here in this ball game, in this 3A flight. Ball is going to come straight back. Look out. Okay. Claire was ducking on that one. I expect you to reach out the window and catch one when it gets close, Claire. No? Okay, well. Strike one on Sandoval with Artahane in the on-deck circle, and followed by Kylan Sorensen. Top of the 6th action. That one's in the dirt ball on that call. in the 2A ranks. We have a final there as Duchesne has defeated San Juan. And Duchesne will move ahead to play the winner of Enterprise Parowan. That game going on right now also. Pitch outside, does not get the call on the outside corner. And I mentioned before that, by the way, loves to pick at that outside corner. She likes that outside corner and continues to whack at it. The loser in the other ball game, 2A, San Juan, will drop down to play Beaver immediately following these games at 12:30. Pitch is inside, ball. So 3-1 the count there, and Sandoval, do whatever you can to get on. She has gotten on a base on balls and also struck out. But again, Carbon needs base runners. Need to switch some things up with some base runners. So whatever she can to get on. She's ahead 3-1 here with one out. And by the way, brings it inside, far inside, and down the line we go as she has done her job. Has Brielle Sandoval as she moves to first base. Brings up Reese Artehane. And Reese Artehane so far in the ball game flew out to the first baseman in the first. And again, that wasn't just a fly out. Okay, the first baseman, Cloward, had to make a great play on it, going to her knees and basket catching. And then she got a single in the fourth inning and came around to score in that inning. And so she has been productive, too, with the bat. So we'll see what she can do here. Artehane turns the bunt, pulls the bunt back. The throw goes off the glove of the second baseman, who rotated in behind on the fake bunt. I believe the ball called, and the throw was offline, and I believe Sandoval would have been safe anyway. She had a nice jump and slid well. She was probably going to get there anyway. But that'll put a runner in scoring position. That's a key run because it will tie the game back up again at 4 if they can get her in. There is one down. Now the home plate umpire asking the umpire in the field. He reiterates that it's safe. So Sandoval at second, Artehane at the plate. She fakes, she does put the bunt, but it's going to come high off and go back to the screen, so it's a foul tip. And again, good position there on that pitch by the way. It's tough to bunt a ball that's that high. It's up in the top of the strike zone, and it's tough to get the bat up and get that thing down on the ground. And in that situation, by the way, won that battle with Artehane. And now we'll see what goes here. Looks like an inside corner, held off that, but that was a pretty pitch. Creased that inside edge of the plate there for 2 strikes now. So she's up against it here with a 1-2 count on her. Artehane trying to make something happen to get Sandoval over to third somehow or get her in. Base hit will score. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on Artehane as, by the way, throws a nice pitch down and in, and Artehane not able to get that. So second strike out of the inning for, by the way. And again, I've mentioned a couple of times that by the way loves to live on the outside edge, at least in this game she has. But every once in a while she'll bust that thing back inside, and it's tough for the batters looking outside to actually have to change and come back inside on the hands. So there she is on the outside corner again. Going to be called a ball there. And Sorensen is at the bat. She flew out to the first baseman. And she got a single and scored. Make sure I got the right batter at the plate. I believe we do. Fouls it straight back, and it is Sorensen at the plate. Got second guessing myself and thought we might be down to Babeta, but not yet. So Sorensen at the bat. Got the strike on her. Still we've got Sandoval at second. And 2 outs in the inning on strikeouts by the way. Come up big thus far in this inning with those 2 big strikeouts. So 1-1 the count, 2 down, top of the 6th. Ball is going to be hit into center field. Center fielder going back. Looks like there's room, and she will make the play. And that's Ellie Thomas in center field makes the play. Had to range back a little bit, but they have plenty of room to handle that. So That'll be the end of the top of the 6th inning. We'll go to the bottom here with Grantsville coming to bat. As soon as we come back, we'll see you in just a second.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
Welcome back here as we get ready to start the bottom of the inning. And again,
for the Cowboys, back to the top of the lineup, shortstop number 3, Kenzie Allen.
first pitch was we got a 1-1 count on the batter now. Get things going here, get this turned around. Still trying to make out that pitcher. I still believe it's the pitcher is Scoville, I still think, but I've been so wrong so many times. Who can keep track? So we're back to the top of the order to Mackenzie Allen now batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Grantsville as they cling to a 1-run lead here. Rips it to third. Nice play there across the diamond. Well done as that went from Kylan Sorensen to, I think, who's playing first now is Byerly. So nice play there to hold the runner, or to keep the runner off Mackenzie Allen. So grounds out to third base for the first out. And it will bring to the plate Sophia Crosby. She's been up 3 times. Struck out, reached on an error. Oh, nice pitch there. As that thing just floated in. This pitcher has great speed on the ball, but that was a great changeup right there, floating in and froze the batter, Crosby. So she has reached on an error and then grounded out to third base. There was some good speed, but unfortunately that would have only worked in bowling. So we know there's at least 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitcher, the umpire does not give us the call here, so. Ooh, on the outside corner, a cutter coming off that outside corner just did not catch enough. The umpire leaves it as a ball. So we're at least at 2-1. And Crosby steps back in. On the outside edge, from my estimation, would be 3-1. There's the call, 3-1 to Crosby. And just like Carbon, Grantsville needs a runner of some sort somehow, anything to get on. Hit the ball sharp to the right field side, goes underneath the glove of Ardahane and goes into right center field, so it'll be a single for Sophia Crosby. As she does what she needs to, gets herself on base, and it'll bring to bat Madison Bolander. And Bolander has a strikeout, grounded out to shortstop, and flew out to the right fielder on a running catch in the last inning. So Bolander will be up with a runner on. Pitch is high, ball 1. And again, I'm assuming it's Scoville pitching now, from my estimation. And like I say, I've been wrong so many times, it's incalculable. So a pitch on the outside and does not get the call there. So it's 2-0 now, the count. to the batter, Bolander. And this, again, a situation where Carbon can ill afford to give up any runs in this inning, because they'll come up in the bottom or the top of the 7th with 3 outs. They've only gotten 3 runs in the whole ball game. You don't want to come up there and have to give up 3 or 4 runs in the 7th. That's kind of tough. So three balls on the batter. That one right down the middle, that's a called strike. So 3-1 the count now to the batter, Madison Bolander. So 3-1 the count. Scoville sets and delivers. The ball is hit sharply to shortstop. They go first quick there. They get the call. Nice play. Nice exchange there by Sandoval, as that was so quick and in and out of the glove. That was magic with her hands there. It was quick delivery to the second baseman now, which I think, again, is Ardehane. So that's 1 out, 2 outs in the inning, but that's a possible inning-saving play right there by the shortstop Sandoval. It does leave Bolander on and a fielder's choice, however. Standing at first. Change up there by Scoville to the batter. This is Addison Butler batting now. And Butler has a base on balls, a double. She rips one to third base there, easily taken across the diamond, and they'll save the inning there, as that play from Sorensen to, I believe, Byerly at first. So that keeps it at a 1-run ball game as we're headed to the 7th now. It's 4-3 in favor of Grantsville, and Carbon will be coming up for the top of the 7th. We'll be right back.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Welcome back here. Again, set the stage for you. We are the last game playing right now in the 2A and 3A in this championship flight. It is the top of the 7th inning with a 4-3 score in favor of Grantsville, with Carbon coming to bat. 3 outs to try and get at least 1 run to keep playing. And, of course, if they tie it or go ahead, Grantsville does have the last at-bat. A far cry from the game they played earlier, in which Grantsville won 10-0 in that ball game. So much tighter here. Couldn't be a whole lot tighter, Claire tells me. 4-3 is about as close as you can get, because they don't give half points. So the batter will be here. It will be Adria Abeta will step in to bat. Fouls one straight back. That'll be strike one. She has flown out on a foul tip to the catcher, and then she hit a double into left center field. So hoping to duplicate that situation here is Abeta in her third at-bat. By the way, has gone the distance. She's still out there throwing a nice game. Ball is popped up. Shortstop coming in and will make the basket catch on the run. So Abeta goes down as she flies out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning. And we will go back to the top now with just 2 outs remaining. Michaela Scoville will come to bat.
Next up,
wait a
11 to their Secor.
I forgot Taylor Secor. I apologize. I even wrote it in the wrong place. So Secor comes to the plate now. She rips it down off the third baseman's glove. She dribbles to pick it up, and she's going to get it there in time. Nice play there by the third baseman, Madison Bolander. It came so fast that after it came off her glove and it dropped in front of her and laid there, gave her a chance to pick it up. She reacted quickly, gets it across to Zoe Cloward for the second out. So a nice play there by the third baseman to stay with that thing and not panic. So that's the second out here. And now we go to Michaela Scoville. And down to their last out now is Carbon, trying to stay with the undefeateds here. They need a 1 run to keep playing. So Michaela Scoville steps in. Fouled it off straight back against the screen. And Michaela Scoville does have power. She's got 4 home runs on the year. Also 3 triples and 6 doubles. So Scoville has some pop. And I'm sure Carbon would just really enjoy it if she would hit one out of here. Next pitch going to be on the outside. That'll be a ball outside, 1-1. So a lot of breath holding right here by both sides in this tight ball game. So open stance there again for Scoville as she stands in. Hits the ball to left field. Left fielder settling underneath it and makes the catch. So Grantsville will prevail 4-3 in this ball game, and Grantsville will move on after the fly out to the 7th for the third out. So Grantsville, nicely done. They will move forward as the number 1 seed, and they will play again at 3 o'clock today, and they will play North Sanpete in the battle of the 2 undefeateds. And Carbon will drop down and play Providence Hall at 12:30. In fact, they'll turn right around now. So you'll have games now between Providence Hall and Carbon on this field. So Carbon will stay right here. Providence Hall will come on. And on the field 2, you'll have Canyon View and Manti. That's the next 2 games. And in the 2A, if we can draw that up real quick here too. In the 2A, Enterprise and Duchesne have moved on. And now in the drop-down bracket, you will have Parowan playing Gunnison and San Juan playing Beaver. And those games will be played right now. San Juan Beaver, Gunnison Parowan. Those 2 games will be played right now. And then in the 3A, like I mentioned, you've got Carbon Providence Hall and Canyon View Manti. So we'll take a break. We'll be back in a minute with more 3A and 2A state championship action.